Standing on the top now. No, nothing can move you.
James CLYBURN. Well, Uncle Ruckus, the Negro Whisperer, Mr. Buck Dance himself, John C. Calhoun himself. Well, recently, Nina Turner, Bernie Kratt, Bernie's number one stunner, it wasn't Killer Mike, it was Simone Sanders at first. Then we know how that turned out. She didn't really believe about progressive policies and no-cost education and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, Simone Sanders do believe that. She do have a platform to run, but the problem is she wants to seek black support, but don't want to put the number one agenda on her platform, and that's reparations. Now, don't get me wrong. She is for reparations, but she is for the HR 40 reparations. That's where she's at. It's not strong enough for her. But she wants black supporters to go out there and push her into the Congress. Black people kept Marsha Fudge in that seat. She's trying to take Marsha Fudge's seat. She's winning. She's kicking butt, don't get me wrong. And it's primarily young black people that's pushing it. You got a lot of progressives in that area that's pushing, but you got progressives all across the country that's donating to her campaign. But it's not going to be the progressives that's donating to her campaign in record numbers. It's still going to be mostly 45 and under blacks that get out to the poll that's going to give her the nomination, because it's always happened that way, especially in that area of Ohio, Cleveland, and all that kind of stuff. Well, we all know that the Democratic Party, people like Hillary Clinton, can't stand her. Why? Because she decided not to support her campaign. She decided to support the Bernie Sanders campaign. Now, according to her story, she wasn't on the Bernie Sanders campaign. Her husband, who's a cop, told her, her husband and her son, who's a cop, told her about that. Let me switch this. Told her about the Bernie Sanders campaign, and that's when she decided to listen to Bernie Sanders and join the movement. I fell for it too. I was given a book, and I read the book, and there were certain things that I saw that it was pushing that I did support. I did support. But after experiencing the fact that he wasn't really about a revolution, he was really about trying to reinvigorate the Democratic Party, trying to change the Democratic Party from the inside out. I'm not with that stuff. So I didn't jump on the Bernie train in 2020. I didn't jump on nobody's train. I realized my community was hurting, and I say, he who has the support of my community, he who does the most for my community, not just in word, but in deed, can get my support. But they have to listen to us and take our message and use it in their platform. They can't come tell us what to do, and that's what's going on right here. CLYBURN wants to tell us to support Joe, and now he wants to support Nina Turner rival. Now, when Hillary Clinton endorsed Nina Turner rival, another black sister, well, Nina Turner got a boost in contribution. See, the fact of the matter is, they don't want Nina Turner in the Congress. They could tolerate her if they have no choice, just like they tolerate Cori Bush or tolerate Ayanna Pressley, who was a Hillary Clinton suck up in the first place. I mean, I never really trusted Ayanna Pressley anyway. And I ride Cori Bush, and I ride most of the black people, so-called progressives, I ride them. I stay on them. I'm going to push them on this, and I'm going to call them out, and I'm going to say, you ain't going to get my support. You ain't going to get up support a lot of black people if you're not going to support our agenda. We hand you the agenda, and you go run with it. It's a baton, you run with it. If you don't take our baton, you're not going to win. Now, you got a lot of black progressives that's going to support Nina Turner. And that's your prerogative, but to me, you're hurting your own movement if she don't take your baton. Well, we all know the other sister ain't going to take the baton. And James CLYBURN is trying to mold and shape this other sister into the mold of a black Hillary Clinton. Well, let's read this. House Majority Whip. Somebody need to whip him. Through his support behind Shontel Brown in the race to replace Housing Urban Development Secretary Marsha Fudge in Ohio 11th District, deepening the division between progressives and moderate in the race. Now, understand this, James CLYBURN, this ain't Joe versus Trump. Now, I wasn't falling for the okie doke. I'm not going to be squeezed and suppressed and oppressed and pressured to vote for the lesser of two evils. I don't do that. Never gonna do that. Forget it. Count me out like New Edition. It's not gonna happen. And ain't no Negro, blacker than black Negro who got some power gonna say, well, this is who we gonna support because we black people. I represent the black community. You don't represent the black community, James CLYBURN. You do not represent the black grassroots. You represent majority 45 up blacks that's known to get out and vote in South Carolina. And you represent those who keep falling for the lesser of two evil bull crap. This man is going to sell you out every time somebody run for office. Now he's trying to tell every black person in Columbus, in Ohio, to support Ms. Brown. But what is Ms. Brown doing to earn that support? James CLYBURN thinks he can use the same old cookie-cutting playbook that he did with Joe Biden. Well, we ain't in South Carolina. And people in Columbus, don't you fall for it. Look, don't even fall for it with Nina Turner. Put the pressure on Nina Turner and say, if you want my vote, you need to take this baton and run with it, or you ain't going to get it. Now, I know some of you people on say, Rob, what you doing? We need her in Congress. Yeah, we said that about Cory Bush. We said that about AOC and all these people. They're in Congress and they ain't did nothing. Nothing concerning you. They all rallied around about a hate bill for Asians, but never rallied around about a hate bill for you. And it was you who put them in office. It was you that put Jamal Bowman in office. It was you, majority of you, that put AOC in office. The Latino community didn't go out and vote in the heavy numbers that AOC. Look, I used to live in that district, Parkchester area. It's not just blacks, but it's not just Latinos, man. It was Russians and everybody that went out there and supported her over Joe Crowley. So we expect her to mark out and don't do nothing for black people. But it's black people going to put Shontel Brown in that office, and it's black people that's going to put Nina Turner in that office. And James CLYBURN thinking, well, we can give her a boost because I'm the Negro whisperer and black people do what I tell them to do, and I'm going out there supporting. Man, don't you know when he went and opened her mouth up on her, Nina Turner still got a boost in contributions? Because we can't stand these people. These people sell us out. Shontel Brown will sell us out. Because she's going to be mentored by James CLYBURN, who sell us out at every chance. Who also is being mentored under James CLYBURN, the one who lost his race against Lindsey Graham, Jamie Harrison. He's the DNC chair. How in the hell he became DNC chair? What did he do to earn that seat? Stacey Abrams went out there and did all this stuff to get Georgia, not broke her back. And she couldn't even get DNC chair. She's nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, but so is Donald Trump. So is Jared Kushner. These black people in power think they can just get us to go ahead and support whoever. they support. Let me bring myself up here, and then I'm done with this story and I'm way out. James CLYBURN, number one goal is to continue to keep white power structure in the Democratic Party strong. He's been doing the same old for over 40 years. Same old. James CLYBURN get more money from the pharmaceutical industry than anybody in Congress. Anybody. So he ain't gonna be for Medicare for all. He gonna continue to push. He ain't even gonna push a public option. He want capitalists to get rich off black people getting sick, let alone white people. So black people, you sitting up here paying all this money for these prescriptions and paying for all this money to get health care and stuff like that. That's your boy. He sure ain't for reparation. We already, we got age 40 and Jamie, what's his name, went in and confronted him about it. And he said, I don't even want to, he didn't even want to hear, what's his name? Oh, God, can't think of his name. But the soldier that went out there and confronted James CLYBURN about reparation. He basically told him, look, you cut the check? What do you mean cut the check? Cut the check. Oh, Nancy Pelosi, the treasurer? Man, you knew what he meant by that. Meaning if y'all ain't gonna start pushing for cash payment, plus, it's not just about cutting the check, but plus, you guys can start losing black support. Well, what are you gonna do, vote for Donald Trump? That's the same thing Joe Biden said when it came to Hillary Clinton running for office. What are you gonna do, vote for Trump? At the end of the day, they all gonna support. Don't assume that we're gonna support you. I'm done. People in Cleveland, Ohio. You got two people vying for that seat that was held by another black person. Two black sisters getting a seat that was held by a black sister who wasn't strong enough, who was part of the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm still looking at two cameras. Who's part of the Congressional Black Caucus? Congressional Black Caucus hasn't done anything concrete for black people in a long time. They go along with whatever the Democrats push forth in leadership. We gonna support. We gonna back it. We don't care what it is. We don't care what it is, even if it don't support black. No, we gonna support all people legislation. Forget black. We gonna support that. But yet they string us along to make us think, oh, we working on black legislation. Oh, we got you some black legislation. We working on it. We working on it. Yo, bruh, don't just work on it. Do it. Do it. Now, Ms. Brown, Nina Turner. Nina Turner, she has some good policies, but it's not good enough for you black people. You got to push her even harder. And I know some of you progressives don't want us to say that. No, she ain't won jack yet. You need to let her know that if you want to continue to get black support, and even progressives, if you want our support, Nina Turner, I'm talking about in Cleveland. Most of us don't vote. I'm in New York. I don't get nothing. I can endorse her. Don't mean I don't endorse candidates, and I'm not pushing for candidates. You need to look at their record yourself. You need to look at their track record, what they did in the past, what they're doing now, before they get the seat of power, and what they could possibly do if they get the seat of power. And you need to go to them and tell them, this is our agenda. Here's the baton. Are you going to take this baton and run with it? Because if you're not, I'm not voting for you. I don't care if your name is Nina Turner. I'm not supporting you. You got some great platforms, but this right here that I'm handing you need to be on a number one agenda because it's us black people in Cleveland that's going to put you in office, in the majority. It ain't going to be the Asians. It ain't going to be the Latinos. It's going to be black people in the majority that's going to put you in office. So black people in Cleveland, you need to go to Nina Turner and say, both of them, and say, are you going to push this if we put you in office? Can you give me your word? Can you make this part of your platform? Nah, don't give me that HR 40 crap. I'm talking about this. If you do, I'm with you. If I don't expect me. It's just all of us just going to go in and vote for you. All of us, the day of that is gone. And I know y'all be wanting her to win. A lot of you want her to win because she's way better than Ms. Brown. Yeah, but it's not about way better. In some cases, Joe Biden was way better than Trump. To some people, in some cases, Trump was way better than Joe Biden. Both of them, to me, are pathological lying, bigot racists with rape allegations, and you can't prove that's not true. So they had nothing for me. Nothing. Their bill for black policies, bunch of trash. Neither one of them was trying to do that. They just wanted to use that as a tool to get your black vote. No, stop letting them give you tools and you give them a tool. That black agenda on the Facebook group is the tool. Top of that agenda is reparation with cash payment. And the study is done. There's no study. The Congress don't need to study. You need to continue to reinforce that. There's no need to study. Dr. Claude Anderson's been studying it for decades. You want to know what it entails, go to him and get it, and then you go take that baton from him, and you go forth in Congress and say, the study is done. This is what we got to do. And until then, don't ever voice that I'm going to support you. Don't ever support, don't let nobody know that they got it in the bag for you. That's how they tell you to kiss their behind. Joe Biden, I got all the black people support. The reason he got all the black people support, he can go around, walk around with his chest sticking out, whatever little chest he got now, and talk to you like trash, is because you gave him support. And he figured, where else you gonna go? It's like abusive spouse. You need to let them know, bruh, I'm taking power back. You ain't talking to me that way. Bruh, you might have 4 years, but I'm going to make this 4 years hard as crap for you if you don't start pushing our agenda. The LGBTQ pushed their agenda, and they got, I mean, there wasn't a hard push on it either. They're not voting for them in the majority. So I tell people, black people in the LGBT community, look, live your life, love whoever you want to love. I ain't got no problem with that. At the end of the day, you still black. You need to be over here with us pushing this. Rainbow for a whole month. Yeah, great, 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 great. Get back on your red, black, and green. At the end of the day, you black. At the end of the day, there are policies that you could join that community. At the end of the day, they see black. And you will be denied because you're black. Your allegiance need to be here. Not telling you you ain't got, you ain't got to be part of that community. Look, I'm a part of the community. I'm part of a church community. I'm part of this community over here. I'm part of this community over here. But I'm not going to put more effort and energy in those communities that I'm involved in all over New York and not fight for my community here. Man, I'm over here helping out with people with disabilities. I'm over here with my Afro Latinos, Black Latinos. Still remind them you may be linking up with your Latino community, but at the end of the day, you're Black Latino, Black. Don't put no community over your Black community.